who suffered an end-stage heart failure. The reason why we have gathered here today is a witness to the fact that he is back on his feet with his heart filled with new hopes and new aspirations through a technology which is completely new in our country, HVAD, the smallest LVAD pump in the world. To begin today's proceeding,
welcome to the first HVAD press conference. I take this opportunity to welcome the media, people who have taken the time out and being available with us. Dr. Bala and team, Dr. Suresh Rao, Dr. Srinath and Dr. Chaudhary and all the team members who have come from the cardiac department and my dear friends and my colleagues. This is one of the most miraculous work which has been done by the team, and the respect for the cardiac thoracic department has gone multifolds. This was the first clinical or scientific achievement which I have witnessed during my tenure with Mother.
Less than 20% will survive beyond 5 years. So it is a major public health hazard. There are various measures to prevent heart failure. Patients with coronary artery disease, you can do revascularization procedures like angioplasty, CABG, coronary artery bypass surgeries. Patients with valvular heart diseases, you can repair the valve or valve replacement surgeries. Patients with abnormal rhythms, you can have resynchronization therapy, nothing but pacemaker implantations, to say simple words. Cannot be done. Or some patients will develop heart failure in spite of these procedures. There comes the LVAD. LVAD is nothing but left ventricular assist device. So it will assist the left ventricle to pump the blood into the body. So here we are presenting a 42-year-old gentleman, basically a software professional, working for a reputed bank. He was diagnosed with dilated cardiomyopathy in 2010. Since then, he was under medical management. But progressively, his cardiac function started deteriorating. He also started developing arrhythmias. Arrhythmias are nothing but irregular beating of the heart. One fine Friday, he went to a restaurant for a dinner along with his family. And while driving back home, suddenly became restless. So he stopped the car, then he became unconscious. He also developed several episodes of seizures during the process. Now, when he is stabilized, he continued to develop life-threatening arrhythmias. Arrhythmias, as I said, nothing but irregular beating of the heart. His heart, it showed a poor left ventricular function. The LVEF was 20%. However, he had a satisfactory right ventricular function. Echocardiogram, you can see the left ventricle which is dilated and it is not contracting well. This is again the same in a short axis cross-sectional view. So what are the options? We had two options, either to do a heart transplantation or go for a LVAD. Now, generally we need to wait for at least 3 months to get a heart for heart transplantation. He was a LVAD and we decided to put a HVAD. HVAD is the latest third generation left ventricular assist device. It is small in size. It occupies hardly 50 cc and it weighs 150 grams. But it can deliver flows up to 10 liters per minute. Normally the heart will pump up to 5 liters per minute, but this pump can generate flow up to 10 liters per minute. Apart from that, there will be a device control which will be outside the body, which is also lighter weight, and also the batteries. This is the schematic picture how the device looks like. This is the HVAC which is attached to the left ventricular apex. It draws the blood from the heart, pumps through a graft suture into the aorta, which is inside, it will be inside the body. There is a cable which comes out of the body and it is attached to a device controller. This will monitor the pump function and also supplies power to the HVAC machine pump. This is the monitor. With this you can actually control the pump speed. By increasing the pump speed, you can increase the flow. Then these are the batteries which needs to be charged, and the batteries will come for 12 hours, and these are the charging cables. This is how it looks like once the cylinder is attached to the heart. So then we'll get ready with the HVAC pump. We'll have to flush it with 5% H2, and this is the inflow camera which is covered with the yellow cap. And this is the outflow cap. So basically this pump gets the blood from the left ventricular apex. We'll go ahead with the next step. So the pump is being placed in the patient's patient, and we will lift the heart. You can see the heart beating. Heart is being lifted. Then we need to make a hole in the left ventricular cavity inside the CVD. The ventricular wall has to be removed. This is done using the coring device. This is the coring device which is introduced into the left ventricular cavity. And the muscle mass inside the CVD is removed using the coring device. So once the muscle is removed, we have to make sure that no debris is left inside the left ventricular cavity. Sewing ring attached to the left ventricular wall, and the coring is. We will attach the drive line to the cannula. It is taking some time to get the cannula inside the thoracic cavity. Now the drive line is being attached to the cannula. Once it is attached, we will pull out the drive line. And this is the power consumption of the pump. This surgery took hardly 3 hours, and it was done under cardiopulmonary bypass under general anesthesia.
Good afternoon. Apart from the enthusiasm the hospital is concerned, the scientific purpose behind this, really, from our point of view, was to highlight 2 or 3 things. Is that the amount of engineering and medical advances actually is quite astounding. As recently as 10 years ago, 2005, 2006, this technology was still dominated by big pulsatile pumps, which the average expectancy of those devices was less than 2 years. And in fact, the earliest artificial pump that we Suresh and I implanted at the turn of the century, 2001. They were all big pulsatile bulky pumps and had a tendency to cause strokes. So in front of our own eyes, this became more and more sophisticated, and we had the Thoratec pump which we implanted, which we had a need as well. But this pump is tiny. 50 cc actually is very small. It's the size of a largish lemon or a smallish orange. So you don't need to create any pockets, it just fits in. The other thing which may or may not have come out in the presentation is increasingly technology is moving towards eliminating complex kill sutures and stuff. They have very nice snapshot emitters. As I said, once a sewing rim is sewed in, you push it in and there is a screw mechanism, you just tighten, it clicks in place. So these are very elegant solutions so that the surgery does not take long. You can put it in, the actual process of implanting this pump can be done as quickly as 20 minutes. So while obviously the cost is huge and there will be a fair amount of debate on that, that's one part which is undeniable and over which we at this point have no control. But as we have said, we wonder that is that first of all this is possible at all. I mean, this is a new device. This is FDA approved for LVADs in the United States just last year, and a lot of you are very young compared to us. So in your lifetime, you'll see that these pumps will last longer and longer, just like the pacemakers of today. But at the same time, I also have to tell you, and this is in a more philosophical sense, that the more you are in this field dealing with artificial hearts, no matter how much they might cost, they're not even 0.5% as good as what we have ourselves. So the organs that we are born with or blessed with or been given to us for free are priceless. So it really brings into question and stark contrast the importance of preventive measures, because we take things that we have for granted and chase worthless iPhones and iTunes and a whole lot of gadgets which don't last. So only when you start building artificial organs, you realize how complicated they are and how it's taken a billion years of evolution to reach the level of sophistication that they are now. Thank you very much.
He is very lucky because he was having this heart failure problems from the past 2 years, and it was getting worse. And one fine day he went to a restaurant, had dinner with his family, and he was going back to his house. While driving, suddenly the car stopped.
I had suddenly collapsed. It seems like I did and put the car in the neutral and was pedaling up with the accelerator.
Fortunately, one of our employees, he was close by. Suddenly he sensed something. He went near the car, then he saw the driver unconscious. So he knew this is a cardiac arrest. So he took him out of the car, started CPR, and he brought him to the hospital.
Then they found him to have no pulse, no blood pressure, present ventricular fibrillation. So he was resuscitated over the next 30 minutes with several shocks and shifted to the intensive care unit.
I heard that I was in a critical state. About 7 to 8 days, I was not knowing what is happening from what.
And there, over the next 2 days, he must have received a total of 150 shocks. His whole
So in the meantime, I heard from my friends and colleagues and family members that they were saying that this particular dilated cardiomyopathy, and severe LV dysfunction. My left ventricle has a severe dysfunction.
And at that time, we felt that the only possible solution for this would be either a transplantation of the heart or an artificial heart pump. So while a transplantation is a reality in this city, it's not something you can order as soon as you want it, and the waiting periods can be uncertain. So we discussed with him. So we decided that whichever happens first is what we will do.
Everybody was saying that if it is with the Dr. KR, we just blindly follow it.
Agreed to undergo the HVAD implantation.
I'm Satish Kumar. I'm diagnosed with severe LV dysfunction. Before undergoing this LVAD implementation surgery, okay. இந்த சர்ஜரிக்கு முன்னாடி வந்து ரொம்ப டயர்டாக ஃபீல் பண்ணுவேன். என்னோடய டே டு டே லைஃப் ஆக்டிவிட்டீஸ் வந்து நார்மலாக பண்ண முடியாது. ரொம்ப ஏதாவது கண்டினியூஸாக பண்ணிட்டு ஈவன் உட்காந்து டிவி பார்க்குறப்பே அதாவது தூங்கி போயிடுவேன். பட் இப்போ ரீசெண்டாக ஆஃப்டர் ஆப்ரேஷன் வாட் ஐ ஃபீல் இஸ் நல்லா எனர்ஜெட்டிக்காக இருக்க முடியும். என்னோட வேலைகளை நானே பண்ணிக்க முடியும். ஸோ இந்த ஆப்ரேஷன் ஹஸ் ஹெல்ப் பண்ணி நல்ல ஒரு பேருதவி பண்ணியிருக்கு. ஸோ
உங்கள் பேர் சார்?
என் பேர் சதீஷ் குமார்.
சரி சார், தேங்க்யூ.
கொஞ்சம் ஸ்மைல் பண்ணுங்க. ரெடி ரெடி. லேஸ் தலையை லேஸ் பண்ண பக்கம் இந்த பக்கம் ரொம்ப சரி.